What?
You!
Me!
You're the most mischievous. Christine is the most, what's the word?
Mischievous.
Mischievous. All right. I want Greg's most embarrassing childhood story.
Nothing really embarrassing happened at home. Although I do remember the time, it's probably not embarrassing, but when you
Maybe.
farted outside and then a giant mosquito, daddy long
The
leg
daddy long legs.
mosquitoes went-
You guys know those mosquitoes, the long ones with
They're
the
like
like
this
hangy,
big.
and they flap up along the wall?
Yeah, and it fell, and we thought it had died.
That's my superpower. That was probably the first showing of having alien genetics,
Yeah.
maybe. Able to kill animals with a fart. I just thought of an embarrassing childhood memory. When I was in church and I was leaning over, and I had glasses. You guys see me with glasses, and I was leaning over on the top, like, you know, like you're 20 feet, and my glasses fell down, and I'm a kid, and it falls in the middle of church. You know, church, you're like singing and like all that hallelujah stuff, and I'm like, oh, and I was freaking out, like inside. Like, to me, that was embarrassing. That's the only thing that just popped into my mind right away.
Yeah.
Were you there for that?
I don't remember that.
I was on the upstairs. I'm 8 years older, so I would have
I
been
was
probably
sitting with mom and dad.
12. So you'd have been like 4. Yeah. So she wouldn't. So that. Anyway, that's something I remembered. What was it like growing up in the Doucette family?
There's a question.
Growing up, so back into your younger years, probably like teenage years, I would say.
Well, it was interesting.
Interesting. So we had 3. So those who don't know, there's 3 guys, me and my twin and editor Steve. He's the 5 years younger brother.
Yeah.
And then my sister's 8 years younger than me. So quite a bit younger.
Yeah. So basically, I was the baby, and I was the only girl in the family. So I had this like pressure to be basically this perfect, pretty, girly girl person, which obviously isn't.
I can see the pressure to be perfect because we were trying so hard to be good at
Yeah.
bodybuilding and school and all that stuff. So there's pressure there. But I don't know the pressure to be the looks wise. I don't.
Well, not to like look perfect or anything, but just like, oh, you were the girl, you're my baby girl, and you're gonna wear this dress and this pink shirt. Look at your long hair, and you're all girly, and look at you. And so that was a piece of growing up that was trying to fit into the mold of girly, even though I wanted to basically be my brothers. Like,
Yeah, I suppose if you got 3 guys and it's
Yeah.
all guys, and all of a sudden, oh, finally something different.
Yeah.
Let's do something different now.
And I was like, no, I don't want to. I want to do what they're doing. So I wanted to do. You basically, all of you were into weightlifting and sports and stuff, and I was like, oh, I want to do that. So that's what I ended up doing, like just following you guys and doing powerlifting and doing bodybuilding. And
Yeah, it makes sense. Yeah, you kind of like even my brother, like Steve. He did like I did triathlons, bodybuilding, and powerlifting. He did all those things.
Yeah.
And even now, I did YouTube, and he ended up being my editor.
Yeah.
And he doesn't even know how to edit, and he learns it from scratch. Like, I'm just gonna learn this, and just does it really good.
Yeah.
Like, imagine.
It's freaky.
Pretty talented. Has she ever felt that she is missing out when she saw you and Steve be successful in bodybuilding?
No, because I bodybuilded myself, so I feel like I achieved what I wanted in that area, and I was pretty successful. I was like 5th out of 9.
Yeah, so she got
Women.
5th place out of 9 in the open class against open people, against people who were enhanced. And you were natural.
I was natural in 17.
Natural in 17 and got 5th place, and I think my girlfriend got 4th place.
Yeah,
And she's like, was 5 years older than you.
yeah,
So think of it. My girlfriend got 4th place. My sister got 5th place. And there was 9 girls in the open. So she's competing against full-grown adults, 17. So, I mean, her genetics were quite good. So she was obviously doing good. And she was setting records in powerlifting. So she didn't really miss out. She did it all. She just didn't keep going forever.
it's like I decided. I remember you saying, if you kept going, you could win all the shows. I was like, okay, noted. Consider it
Right.
having won.
Sometimes just knowing you can win, I don't really feel like that dieting. It's not easy. It's pretty hard. Who was the most mischievous of all the Doucette children? Well, do you want to answer first or me?
You go ahead.
Well, I don't want to spoil it on who I'm going to say. I already know who I'm going to say.
You're pointing at yourself, so I'm
No,
assuming you're saying
it's
you.
subliminal.
What?
You.
Me.
You're the most mischievous. Christine is the most, what's the word?
Mischievous.
Mischievous. And what were you going to say?
I mean, I guess I was going to say you, but I don't know.
So she thinks me and I think her. What do you all think?
I guess why would you say, why do you say me?
I was like so innocent growing up. So much innocent. Not as innocent as like my twin Alan, but
No.
like all I did was like go to swim practice and come home and like I didn't go out and do stuff really.
Right. Well, I was like a goody-goody through high school. I only became mischievous. Was this a childhood? Children? I mean,
Mischievous as a child. Yeah, I'm thinking more like
less-
older years.
older years, I guess I would have been more mischievous.
I would say I'm the most mischievous now. Think of what I've done.
Yeah.
but I don't know. I would have said you, but you say me. So it's between us. We're not quite sure. It's up for debate. Write in the comment section. Who do you think is more mischievous? We'll find out. How different is each of your siblings' personalities compared to everyone?
I mean, everyone's driven and focused.
Everyone is driven
All
and
four.
focused for sure.
All four by far.
I would say I'm the loudest for sure.
Well, Alan's loud.
When he's with people, like it depends with who.
Yeah.
He wouldn't be as loud as me, like just on random people.
Yeah, but like at a family gathering, you get like all you hear is Alan's voice.
Yeah.
It's really loud.
Yeah, so he's a lot like me like that. I would say I'm just
Intense,
more in like
loud.
public settings.
Yeah. And Steve's like probably the most laid back. I mean, Steve and I are both.
I would
quite
say
laid
you
back.
and Steve are similar in terms of outspokenness, in terms of like yelling and shouting and like being
Yeah.
wild and crazy like at a group function.
Yeah.
You'd
we're
be more quieter.
understated.
Yeah, you don't have to be like the focus of like.
No.
I would say me and Alan would have to be more the focus of like what's going on, like involved in it, like
You gotta be
argumentatively
the center
focused.
of attention.
Yeah, we're always focused. Maybe it's because we're twins and we had to compete with each other. Perhaps that was it. Yeah. So that's that. Did Greg annoy you more than last time when growing up?
No.
No.
He didn't annoy me at all. I feel like we had a weird sibling relationship because everyone comments and questions about sibling rivalry and
Yeah, we
did
didn't
you
have all this
fight and
stuff. I didn't
did
find
you-
there was problems.
No.
There was none. There was no fighting.
We didn't fight ever.
No. So
Like,
there was
we
no
didn't
fighting, no real arguing. I mean,
No.
we're a lot older, so it's not like you can have like, I don't know, debates on stuff. It's like
No.
I'm 10 and you're 2. What are we gonna fight over? Just
Yeah.
eating a lollipop. I don't like.
Yeah, you let me eat my lollipop.
So
It was
there you
fine.
go. Do an impression of Greg's voice. That should be interesting. Do you know any? Well, of course you know some. Buy my friggin' cookbook.
Buy my friggin' cookbook.
Oh, I know.
His cookbook.
Can you do zero? A zero.
A zero. I can't roll my R.
Can't. Now you remember Dad does that all the
The
time.
French. Rolling his R or saying
Fra-
zero.
Dad would say zero
Did he?
a lot. I'm like literally. I was thinking, where did I actually start saying that? And it's because he would say there's zero something like. Zero
yeah, he
chance.
just
He
says
just
zero
says
chance.
zero chance.
Zero
Zero chance. And he kind of says
yeah,
it with a
the
bit of an
French
accent of
accent.
French. So that's where it came from.
I can't roll my R. Though, so I can't
Subliminally,
compare
like I
that.
didn't like plan it or think
No.
it, just because I heard him saying it, and then I just would have started.
Zero.
So that's where it started.
Yeah.
What is something you learned from your sister that helped you on your fitness journey? Okay, well, I remember being a practicing phys ed teacher. So I was a practice teacher. Like, I'm not a school teacher yet. I'm a practice teacher. And I'm literally practice teaching at the school that my sister goes to. So Christine's in the class. I'm the phys ed teacher. And she doesn't seem to like any sports. She's, like, very young. And she's not into it. And then I'm like, this sucks. How come she doesn't want to be like into sports? Because like I liked every single sport and it just wasn't her thing that much. And then I got her to try weightlifting. I was like, hey, you should try this. So then I ended up showing her how to lift weights in the basement at the house and in the shed. So she's lifting weights. And so she ended up being extremely good at it. And so what it showed me is that everyone can be good at something. You just have to find that something that they're good at or that they like. Like, if you don't like softball, then it's not going to be good for you. If you don't like weightlifting, then don't do that. Maybe you like dancing or whatever. So it just taught me my journey that you need to find the thing that the person likes and then explore that and go and do that harder than last time. Like, whatever it is, find it, like it, and then just work on that.
Yeah.
It helps a lot because, like, I ended up being a school teacher, teaching little kids in grade primary and so on. And they come in, and some are like super athletes, and some hated like sports and stuff. And I'm like, how can you hate sport? But they weren't good at it. And so you find something that they like and that they can get good at, so that they can be healthy and do it for the rest of their life. I mean, I was helping you lift weights, ended up being a personal trainer, so you could see how much, like, and she wasn't into the softball. No. I remember you just not wanting to play.
I didn't.
You probably didn't even remember. Like,
I hated every sport, and then I loved weightlifting enough that I thought my whole future career was going to be based on that.
There you go. Like literally. I thought Greg had a sister. I see mom and dad and 4 dudes. So think of the types of questions people like ask. Like, so they're literally, so there's a family portrait, and basically they're saying, I thought you had a sister, but your sister's a guy. Which,
like, to me, I feel like the comment is like trying to be funny, like, haha, looks like 4 dudes, like that type of thing. But it's actually like funny because it's not an insult to be called a guy, because, like, who cares?
It's kind of like when people say you're gay, and I'm like, so somebody will write me and they'll try to insult me and say you're gay, and I'm like, stop insulting people who are gay by saying I'm gay. Like, to me, it's insulting to them for them to be like, to use that word to offend me. It's, people are trying to get after you, like they mean harm by it, and it's like, you don't even know what you're using. Like, it's the wrong word. Like, they don't understand at all. No. So I mean, you would have had to deal with stuff like this all the time.
It's funny because it's like, I'm literally dressed, everything I have on is from the men's department, and I literally have a fade short hair cut. So obviously I'm not going to be
You're
offended.
Literally looking exactly like you want to look.
Like, why would it be offensive? If I wanted to look like a girl, I would have long hair, and like, I already did all that. I didn't like it.
Right.
So it's just not offensive.
So the funny thing is they're trying to get after, like, the problem for me is this: you're trying to spread hate on purpose by using whatever you think is hate, and it may or may not come across as even being hate. It's like, what are you doing? Like, so, like, I don't know, for me, like, they call me gay, and I'm like, okay, why don't you just call me a moron or an idiot or like whatever insult but you want, but you're using the insult the wrong word, because all it's doing is like hating on different people, and you're not even hating on me. You're like, like, how do I care if I do something that's gay? Like, I don't know, wear pink, which is not gay, or whatever. You can think whatever. And it's like, I'm doing what I want. Like, it's not insult. Like, no. It's not even an insult, but you're doing it in an insulting way. And it's like, I'm taking offense only because I know what you mean by it, but it's not even offensive to me. Yeah. But I don't want other people to have to deal with it.
Yeah. All you're doing is basically saying, I'm homophobic, and I'm using gay as an insult.
Yeah, what? Like, you're literally just
like, why is that an insult?
You said it really good. You're homophobic, and you're trying to like shit on me somehow. It's like, but you're just announcing.
He's not homophobic, so being called gay to him, he's like, what's your point?
Yeah, it doesn't hurt. Like, it's not like you're not hurting me at all. But I don't want you to hurt other people. Like, I don't want to be the reason for hating on someone else that might take offense to it. Somebody else reads the comment. So, like, somebody's reading the comment, and maybe they're gay, and they're taking offense to what you're calling me, and I'm not offended by it, but I don't want the person reading your comment to be offended.
Yeah.
I think that makes sense. That's what I'm trying. That's what bugs me about it. I'm like, why are you trying to insult other people?
Yeah. So, like, someone else wants to dress in, like, guy clothes, but they're very much identify as being a female, but they just want to dress in guy clothes, then they might be uncomfortable to do it because they're like, well, people are going to make fun of me or make comments because I'm dressing this way, so I shouldn't dress this way, even though I want to.
So I think it's so important to just be like, circles. Like, why can't we just be circles? Like, it's just like, it takes all the problems away and just makes it simple for everyone. Just be whatever you want. Look like who you want, do what you want, just stop worrying about what other people think. Yeah. It's so much happier. You're going to be so much happier when you can do that. Like, just forget what people are going to say about you.
I went from like 4 out of 10 happy and like using drugs and messing up my life and being a moron so that I could look feminine.
Yeah.
And fit in. The minute I like came into my own and started dressing like I wanted and doing what I wanted, the happiness scale went up to like
Yeah.
zoomed up to like 10 or 9 or 10 or 11. It's way better.
It's so much better to be yourself.
Yeah.
As soon as you stop forgetting about the pressures other people put on you, it's so much better. Like, your life is so much easier. You can make a YouTube video and say what you think and just say whatever you want and talk the way you want and be who you want. It's so much more fun than worrying about what is somebody going to say if I say the wrong thing and this. And just be yourself.
Because you're not going to be happy trying to fit in. I fit in. I was like, all the guys would flirt with me and, oh, look at hot girl, whatever. I wasn't happy. I was gay. I was like, where are the women? None of the women want me. This sucks.
Yeah, this is not helping me. And
it was
like,
terrible.
People are 100 pounds overweight and they think, well, if I lose 100 pounds, then I'll be happy. And it's like, no, you're not going to be happy. You're just going to, well, you'll be healthier, but like, you're not going to be happier. Like, you need to like fix the inside first. You need to find happiness from within. Be yourself. Be proud of yourself. Work on being healthier, of course, but be happy and be proud.
100%.
To both siblings, what are y'all good at and what are y'all bad at?
Y'all.
Oh, and they want the brother to answer for the sister and the sister answer for the brother. Okay, that sounds good. So what is Christine good at? Well, Christine is really strong. So she's, really good at strong. And she's really good at talking to like people, relating to people. I remember Christine going to the old folks home as a job. Yeah. And she's like, what are you, 16? And like you were rollerblading there sometimes. Yeah, it's like 10 miles. Yeah. Rollerblade and hang out with like 90-year-olds all day and just super into and friendly and personable and could hang out and relate to like really older people. And she's only a kid. So to me, that was really impressive.
I didn't know
That's
you
a
were
good summary.
by that.
Yeah, there you go. See, we're learning stuff on Coach Greg and Sister. What is it called? We're
know.
Learning stuff on Coach Greg and Sister Christine.
Yes.
Sister Christine.
And what am I impressed by that you do? Well, I mean, I could say the same thing about strength. That's for sure.
Makes sense, of course.
That's like the obvious question. Probably like your sheer focus in life on everything you do.
On being right all the time. See?
Well, that.
Literally. See, I just proved it.
Annoying.
Annoyance. So it's good and impressive. Impressively annoying.
Like, just the way that you focus. Like, you're like, I'm going to do a bodybuilding show. And you have to do it the best ever. And you're going to do, I don't even know, like, everything you did was always like, it has to be the best ever, always. Whether it was like school or triathlon or anything, diet, anything.
If it's worth doing, it's worth going all out for. If you like something, give it your all. If it's your girlfriend, boyfriend, circle friend, just go all into it. Be the best boyfriend, girlfriend, circle friend you could be. If you want to have the best job, study the hardest. If you want to do good in school, work, just do everything to the best of your ability. And that's all, folks.
Yibby-dibby-dib.
Yibby-dibby-dibby-dibby. That's all, folks. GregDoucette.com for coaching. Greg Doucette, IB Pro, and
Poplar Paper Co.
Poplar Paper Co. on the Instagram, and you can follow it and buy non-gender neutral and all kinds of different special cards for people to give to people.
Gender neutral, not non-gender neutral.
I said non-gender neutral?
Yeah.
You can get gender neutral cards, all kinds of special cards for people, and it's amazing, and order more than last time, and send them to all your friends, and make the world a better place. Blooping up 2 videos, at least watch 1, and until next time, we are out. There, we did it right. All right, that's it. Coach Greg, and I'm... There we go. Coach Greg, and I'm here with Sister Christine, and not